It is now safe to say that it is officially a two-man race. But it looks like Jimmie's got it. Welcome to my 8th Chase Race review. This week I'm reviewing Texas Motor Speedway, which happened last night. I was there. If you saw my video I uploaded yesterday morning, I was on my way to the track. I ended up getting there, and I was at the race. Here's some clips really quick of while I was there.
For the AAA Texas 500, Kyle Busch.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun. There's the big storylines now. I'm just going to get into it really quick. Jimmie Johnson dominated the race, led 250-something laps, and basically won. It was one of the probably the most dominant, maybe the second most dominating race I've seen this year. Maybe second or third most dominating race I've seen this year. But really, other than that, I thought it was a pretty good race in general. I thought there was a lot of passing. Even early on for the lead, we had a bunch of different leaders. And then eventually Jimmie just took over and just nobody didn't look back. But pretty good race overall. Big guys that took hits. There's a couple big shakeups in the points because right now Jimmie, as you can see behind me, now has a 7-point lead over Matt Kenseth in going into the final two races of the season. Coincidentally, this is the same point differential he had at this point last year. And as you all know, he wrecked at Phoenix and then had problems at Homestead and lost to Brad Keselowski. So, being a Matt Kenseth fan, as you can see behind me, that's what I'm hoping will happen. I'm hoping history repeats itself, but it probably, unfortunately, is very unlikely. Jimmie Johnson is on track for trying to win his 6th championship. The record right now is 7, is the most record series championships anyone's ever won. And just a quick look here at some major finishing results. Jimmie Johnson won the race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished 2nd. That bumped him up in points. I'm going to talk really quick in a minute about Jeff Gordon and that and kind of what happened there. Joey Logano finished 3rd. Matt Kenseth finished 4th. He had a pit road speeding penalty while he was running 2nd earlier in the race. And at one point in the race, he was starting to close up on Jimmie Johnson for the lead. And just before he caught him, they went in for pit stops, and that's when he had the speeding penalty. Really put him back. It was hard for him to recover. He bounced back nicely. Reese was 15th at one point, rebounded for 4th, so good run for Matt Kenseth. Kept him in the hunt, like I mentioned. Casey Kane had a 5th place finish. Keselowski finished 6th. Hamlin 7th. Kevin Harvick finished 8th. He's continuing to lose points to the leaders, which is disappointing, but not a bad finish for him. Ryan Newman was 9th. Clint Bowyer was 10th. That's your top 10. Other notables, Kyle Busch finishes 13th. He had a pit road speeding penalty really late in the race, similar to what happened to Matt Kenseth, but unfortunately for Busch, he did not have enough time to recover. He finished 13th. And then the big storyline was Carl Edwards blew an engine. He finished 37th. And Jeff Gordon hit the wall pretty early in the race, went behind the wall, came back out, finished 38th. So what a lot of people I know were hoping would be his comeback extravaganza after just barely making the chase due to weird circumstances and coming out and winning it. Those chances are basically eliminated now. He is 40 points behind Jimmie Johnson and Matt Kenseth, who are probably the two strongest competitors week in, week out right now. So, yeah, there's nothing you guys can do. At this point, it is obviously a two-man race. You'd be kind of naive to think that Jeff Gordon or anybody back here still has a chance, because they really don't. I mean, you look at it. Kevin Harvick is 40 points back. Not even close. Jeff Gordon is way back here. He's out of it now. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has done a nice recovery after starting out bad, had the blown engine at Chicagoland, had that bad luck. He's rebounded really nicely. Now he's into the top 5 in points, and I guess you look back. If not for that blown engine at Chicagoland, he'd probably be right around. He'd probably be 3rd, I think, and he'd be like less than 20 points out of the lead. So he'd still be in this thing if not for Chicagoland. So that's a tough break for him. But other than that, that's really the major storylines. Other stuff I just kind of want to basically dwell on now is we head into the final 2 races, Phoenix and Homestead, Miami. All it comes down to now is all eyes are on the 20 and the 48. Jimmie Johnson dominated Texas. He wins this week. So now both drivers have 2 wins in the chase. Johnson's got a little higher average finish. It's really Talladega a couple weeks ago is what's really decided this points difference right now. When Johnson finished 13th, but Kenseth slipped back and finished 20th late. That's 7 points right there. That's the difference in this standings. And I know we didn't really look at Talladega as being as much of a shakeup as we expected it to be, but now that you think about it, that's 7 points that Matt Kenseth would definitely like to have right now. So it's definitely going to be interesting heading into Phoenix and Homestead. I think both drivers are pretty even. I think Jimmie has the slight advantage over Kenseth at Phoenix. I think historically he's been a little bit better there than Kenseth has. But Homestead, I'd probably actually give the slight advantage to Matt Kenseth, only slightly advantage. But if they're really even, it's gonna be a good battle. I think the key thing for Matt Kenseth here at Phoenix is he has to make up points on Jimmie Johnson. I mean that's basically the thing. His whole goal, he has to finish ahead of Jimmie. He wants to keep it he wants to get it down within 5 points when they head into the last race because that'll give you the best chance. I know if you're more than 10 points out heading into Homestead, you gotta hope that Jimmie Johnson basically has a problem or gets a bad finish or wrecks or something. That's what you gotta hope for because obviously the 48's got a top 5 car every week and so does Matt Kenseth. So it's really hard for these guys, especially that's why it's been so hard for these guys to make up points in the back. But it's also going to be hard for Matt Kenseth to make up 7 points. It's not that many points. I mean, Jimmie made them all up here in one race, but I think whoever wins this championship is going to have to win one of the next 2 races. I think if Johnson wants to win this championship, he's going to have to win either Homestead or Phoenix. And I think if Matt Kenseth wants to win this championship, he's going to have to also win at least either Phoenix or Homestead. I think it's going to come down to winning races because those bonus points you get for winning. If you're not familiar with the current point system, the winner of the race, it's 1 point per position, but the winner of the race gets 3 bonus points. That's why Jimmie Johnson finished first, Kenseth finished 4th, but the reason instead of it being a 4-point differential is 7 is because of that 3 bonus points Jimmie Johnson gets for winning the race. So winning is very important. That's what NASCAR's done the last couple of years with these point systems. They've made winning extremely crucial in being successful. And I think right now, Matt Kenseth especially is looking like he has to win one of these next 2 races if he wants to win this championship. And I think he's very capable of it. I mean, you'd be silly if you didn't think he was. He leads the series and wins this year. But he's going to have to run better than he has run really the last couple of weeks. He's been great. Martinsville, he had one of the top 2 or 3 cars. Texas, he had one of the top 2 or 3, 4 cars. Talladega, he was running up front and just slipped back at the end. I mean, he's had good cars, but the problem is Jimmie Johnson is going out there and dominating Texas Motor Speedway, where he had the best car at Texas, had just as good a car at Talladega, and had a top 5 car at Martinsville. I think, you look at they've been so even, but with Jimmie with this win here down the stretch, that's what's been the difference because those wins are just worth so much in terms of bonus points and everything. So Matt Kenseth, I think if he wants to win this title, is going to have to go out there and win one of the next 2 races, and I think Jimmie Johnson might have to win one of the next 2 too. If Jimmie wins one of the next 2 races, that's really big, just bonus points. Kenseth could still finish 2nd, and he'll still beat him by 3 or 4 points. So winning is very important, and NASCAR's made it that way recently, and it's making it more dramatic, I guess. That's about all I really want to talk about. You guys are asking me about how it was at Texas Motor Speedway yesterday. I got there. It was late notice. I know I was not expecting to go to the race at all. But then Saturday night, I live in down South Houston, so it's like a 5-hour drive up there to Fort Worth. It's North Texas, down up near Dallas. It's a 5-hour drive basically both ways. It's 5 hours there, 5 hours back. So I was on the road yesterday for 10 hours because I went to school this morning and that was not fun waking up. But I got to the track at around about an hour and a half before green flag, which is a little later than usual, but since we left kind of late, yeah, that's what happened. And I know y'all are going to be disappointed because I could not find a Kurt Busch car. The thing is, being a single car team, Kurt Busch doesn't really have the merchandise and stuff. Like, I'm wearing a Matt Kenseth shirt. I bought this yesterday. I got Matt Kenseth stuff everywhere. I got all these other dudes, but you don't see Kurt Busch stuff available because he's just on an underfunded small team. So I don't have a Kurt Busch car yet. I'm probably going to order one. Dudley Cup Series Season 4 will be starting. I'm thinking signups are going to be between November 18th and November 21st, somewhere in that range, that week. Like the November 18th is a Monday. It'll sometime between that Monday and the next Friday, the signups will be up and posted. So there you go. That's all I'm going to give you. The only information I'm probably going to give you, at least for now. So look forward to that. Mark your calendars if you're ready. I'll be making more of a formal announcement here in probably a week or within the next little while. But yeah, so I don't have a Kurt Busch car yet. I'm probably going to order one because I know they do have them on a lot of websites. So I'll have to get one of those because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for Kurt Busch cars. So that's basically all I have for you in this video. I'm glad to be back in the normal format. I've had to do I've been filming off my phone the last couple of videos because I've been all over the place. But good to be back in a regular format, you know. So I'll see you guys again on Thursday. Leave your comments / questions down below, and I might answer it in the video later this week. So that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Eric's Chase Race Reviews. Goodbye.